Free R. Kelly. That's yeah.
No, I'm with it. Like, look, I don't condone. I'm not saying he was right for dealing with underage women, but honestly, I literally remember when he got in trouble for peeing on the girl, and I was talking to my mom, and I was like, he's a pedophile. And she's still defending, like, well, his personal life has nothing to do with his music. And I thought to myself, you have adults justifying a grown man. No, I'm not even going to say he's a man because we try. I'm not even going to say man. You have adults just trying to justify another adult urinating on a child. I'm a child having a conversation with an adult who's trying to say, well, yeah, he may have peed on a child. I mean, an adult peed on a child, but it doesn't take away that they make good music.
Nah.
I mean, I'm like,
nah. I
mean, as a child, I'm trying to, like, what the fuck does that even, what does that have to do with anything? Somebody's peeing on a child. What does the music have to do with this? So now I'm older and I learned more. I'm like, oh, you know what? I see what y'all mean now.
It's the Pied Piper.
I mean, I'm older now. I'm an adult. I lived a little bit. Got some hair on my nuts.
Damn. But anyway.
No, I'm just saying, like, I got older and I'm realizing, like, you know what? I don't really care that, what R. Kelly did. Because, again, if these women, because now, because the stories are changing. Because now it's, oh, they were underage when they had sex. Or they was living in a house when they were underage, or he didn't have sex until they were like 18. I don't know. There's too many conflicting stories. At the end of the day, the parents literally sold their children to date R. Kelly. Some of the parents were even sleeping with him themselves.
Damn, so he really was the Pied Piper.
And on top of that, it came out that you had one woman, she let her 17-year-old daughter follow R. Kelly across the country on a tour, literally coaching her daughter, telling her what to say, what to do to get R. Kelly to have sex with her. So you were pimping out your daughter, your 17-year-old daughter, and nobody's talking about this. Like, we're all just like, R. Kelly's a bad man. Granted, if he was sleeping with, like, and again, if they were 17, 18, no. Even if they were 16, I'm still not going to say I'm still not going to say he's totally wrong, because these women lie about their ages all the time. So I'm not even going to hold him accountable for that. I'm not even going to say he did anything wrong. If he knew they were underage, that's a whole different story. But that's for the sake of argument, he did it. These parents pimped their daughters out to him because they were getting kickback. They were getting money for it, and everything was cool. And honestly, I think the only reason it became an issue is when the money started drying up. Because there's no way you're gonna tell me R. Kelly was doing this for years and nobody knew it. He was just having sex with underage girls for years and nobody knew about it.
Well, he probably was, but they knew about it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they knew about it. Everybody knew. It just didn't become an issue till the money dried up.
Well, in the next chapter of pettiness, so the feds seized his commissary funds and left him like only $500 left in it, because he had like
27 grand or something.
I think it was, yeah.
It was about that.
I think it was more than that, but yeah, they seized his. Since when do you seize someone's commissary fund? That's fucking petty as hell.
I don't think they're doing it because he's black.
And to be honest, if I were him, I wouldn't have had that amount of petty cash in my commissary anyway. I would have probably had it put in some sort of, holding, like some sort of third party account in which I could have it then released into my commissary as needs be.
But he's not that smart. And honestly, but that's a whole nother conversation I was having with somebody else about, him not being able to read and write in the lab.
Well, yeah, but that's why I said if it were me. He's obviously not me. But
and that's
like
what
I said, if it were me and I had that amount of money and I was in that amount of trouble, it would have just made sense not to have that much petty cash in my commissary fund.
Honestly, I just think, I just think because the money was drying up, that oh, that's why all of this came out. More so because, well, first of all, fuck Oprah and fuck Gayle King too. But it's
2 times.
3 times, fuck that. But like I said, the money was drying up. The money was drying up, and they needed some way to stay relevant and get some cash. So since the Me Too movement and bringing up allegations from 30 years ago is the hot new trend right now.
They're routing everyone, so I'll show you where to go. You're gonna make the next left after you turn right.
Yeah, I know where to go. But yeah, like since
oh shit.
Did that shit cave in? It did.
Someone's UPS deliveries aren't happening here today, guys. I'll just say that much.
But the point is, like, once the money dried up, all of a sudden now he's a predator. But he wasn't a predator long as he was getting your cut. So as far as I'm concerned, free R. Kelly.
Yep. And I mean, again, like my stance is I'm not going to cancel any artist unless all artists with the similar backgrounds are canceled, because I hate inconsistency. No one canceled Marvin Gaye, and yeah, he did some fucked up shit. I'm not going to, but yeah.
Hell, you got plenty of preachers who were messing with underage boys.
Yeah. Nah, but I'm just keeping it strictly relevant to like other musical artists. Like,
well, I'm just saying celebrities in general.
Like most of your rock stars from the 80s and 70s, I can name several of them, but they're
Elvis.
They've had no consequences. I'm not even going as far. I don't even have to go as far back as Elvis, who got no, like, they didn't even touch on that in that new movie about him.
I didn't even watch it.
But other than one line about she was a teenager, other than that, they left it alone. But yeah, some of your favorite rock stars from the 80s, and 70s, and 90s. Messing with underage women.
Yeah, because the girls will, and I'm not saying whether they knew or not, I don't know. Now, I do know that women lie about their age all the time. Like, all the time. And the moment they get caught, they scream rape. The moment they get caught. As a way to absolve responsibility for their actions. So they won't get in trouble. But at the end of the day, bro, I honestly, and this is me, unless she's under 16 and 15 is a stretch. Unless she's under the age of 15 and he like pulling up to like the high school, picking her up or something like that, or meeting her in places you would expect to meet.
And you literally have rappers rapping about that back in the day.
Yeah, you did.
Like,
of course you did.
Mace talking about, I pulled up to high school, son. She not 19.
Freeway even talked about that.
And made $E.
Like, it's not like this is what girls did, and all of a sudden we want to say it's bad, but women are still telling their daughters to do these type of things. So as far as I'm concerned, again, free R. Kelly. And
as far as I'm concerned, he's still the king of R&B, because if the king of rock can do all that shady shit and still be considered the king of rock,
R. Kelly can too.
He's still the GOAT.
Yep.
And like I said, most of you people who claim you don't rock with him anymore, if you're still listening to music from the 2000s, good chance you are listening to a R. Kelly made song.
Yep. Not even that. Nicki Minaj married a Chester. She married her.
And she bailed out her brother who smashed someone who was under 13.
Under 13? Oh. Yeah, I better hear some canceled Nicki Minaj's. I better hear all of that.
Well, low key, that's why she's lost a lot of support in the industry, because a lot of people don't want to mess with her because of her husband Kenny, and her former assistant put all her business out there on Instagram.
Dang.
Yeah, like, I mean, she had to actually consult with a lawyer to find out what she could say and not say, but she put all of Nicki Minaj's business out there. And she said that, a lot of people in the industry don't fool with her because of her husband Kenny. Like, they think he's a monster. Like, it's not just with the thing he was convicted of. Like, he still does sketchy stuff.
Oh boy.
And that's why people like Beyonce and other folks don't mess with her, because they don't want to be associated with her husband.
And that says a lot about Nicki Minaj as a person.
She's trash anyway, and personally, fuck that bitch for how she tried to get on Kevin Samuels. Granted, he was on her platform, but she tried to slick talk him a few times, and he let it go. Just because, you know,
it was about business.
It was about business. She had a bigger platform, and he's a savvy-minded guy. R.I.P. Kevin Samuels. But fuck that bitch. And he was way too generous calling her a 9. That bitch ain't a 9 as far as I'm concerned. Like, she could scrape the bottom of my balls because like
it's all surgery.
Like, it's also like saying like guys like Asian eyes on women who aren't Asian. No, the fuck we don't. I prefer them on Asians. Like, she's not cute. I don't even want to go into it, but the bitch is ugly to me. She's never been appealing.
All I'm saying,
her rap is trash. She got sheathered. So anyway,
like I said, you're the only man that she could get to marry that would marry her was a Chester.
Yeah, it shows like if she was that, she would have had a higher quality husband. She doesn't, because
and your brother is a.
It shows what these women worth are by looking at the men that they get. Look at who does Megan Thee Stallion date? Who does Nicki Minaj date? Who does Cardi B date? Like,
to be fair, Cardi, I forgot what part of Offset was Cardi B, but dude is low key, kind of smart, low key.
That's cool. I'm just saying generally, but like they're not dating black professionals.
Well,
black professionals don't want them.
Well,
and that's something that that's what Kevin pointed out a long time
I'm not taking that away. Hollywood stays within Hollywood. Like, we all knew this, so I wasn't expecting Nicki Minaj to get somebody in Hollywood, because
no, I mean, but look at like Eve. She dates a professional man.
Well, again,
I mean, maybe and she's the exception that proves the rule.
But it's a white dude.
I know, but I mean, for black women, they consider that a come up. So,
but you're right. She is the exception that proves. She's the exception that proves the rule. But also, Eve isn't married. You know, Eve's MO.
She never promoted herself as a thought. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She never did. And even then, you know, if the white dude happy, hey, more power to him. I mean, it's just funny watching black women all go over other like better looking black women and wealthier black women when they get a white dude, and they think, yeah, my time is coming, and they be like 40, 50 years old, they get some random white dude.
Yeah, like the dude from Blackish, Tracy Ellis Ross, she's 50 talking about she's not going to settle for this and that. She can have a carnival of men or whatever, basically riding a cock carousel, but you're 50, like you're half a century years old, acting like you still got choices. Right now, you need to put that pussy on Clarence, because yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Tracy, I was so hit.
I was never attracted to her. Even when she was young, I never was attracted to her because she had that long horse face. Like, her mother was more attractive than her to me.
I mean,
that Diana in her heyday was beautiful. Tracy in her heyday was never beautiful to me.
I mean, I get it, but like I said, I mean, and that's the thing, women confuse. Just because men will have sex with you doesn't mean they will be with you. And I think women
men will fuck a rubber doll. That doesn't mean they want to marry it.
Right.
Although there are some, if you watch Nat Geo Taboo, some.
And he's probably happy as fuck. He probably happy as shit.
Because she don't give him any lip.
Exactly.
just wait till they master these robots, and you can combine a Fuckmaster 5000 with an Android 18.
Oh, what's a rat? This bitch going on my nerves. Come on, bitch.
Japan is done, man. Half of America's done. Fuck it.
You know what? Because of my field, I'm willing to. If they ever say, you know what, we need cybersecurity people for sex dolls, I'm joining. Hire me. I'm with it. I'm with it.
I'll be a beta tester.
I'll make sure your daughter don't get no type of viruses. Like, I'm with it, yo.
STIs go down, population goes down.
Well, the population
poverty goes down.
Yeah, poverty will go down. Poverty will go down. STIs will go down.
And women will be mad as shit.
And that's the crazy thing.
All these weak ass niggas with their Fuckmaster 5000.
And that's the thing women don't understand. The only reason society is the way it is now is to make it easier to have sex with y'all. Like, honestly, if we didn't care about women, we would not have police. We would not have any of this infrastructure. none of this would be here because we got to build it and maintain it. The only people who get to really enjoy without really maintaining it is women.
So I'm gonna go, guys. Again, free R. Kelly, and look out for them Fuckmaster 5000 X series.